everyone, so today's video is going to be something a little bit different. I'm actually going to do my makeup collection and storage. This is one of my favourite type of videos to watch. I've been wanting to film this video for quite some time. Initially I was waiting for me to be happy with like my storage setup and how everything was, and then I kind of come to realise that it's going to take a really long time for me to be happy with it, and it's just not very realistic. I think nowadays the average makeup collection is a lot more than what it used to be. I mean, to some people I'll have a ton of makeup, to others I won't have a lot. But you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I love getting makeup, I love collecting makeup, I love having loads of different types of things. I do very regularly go through it, get rid of some, bin anything that's gone off, or you know, give some to like my sisters or my mum if it's just something that I just don't really feel like I use. I'm a lot more picky now as to what I buy because I feel like I've got so much. Everything has either been bought with my own money, gifted to me for like my birthday or for Christmas, or I've had like vouchers. I've never been sent anything from a company before, like makeup wise. So yeah, so if you want to see my full makeup collection and storage, very realistic, very like, you know, it's not like I have this really nice setup. It's just something that works, and it's just very easy to like maintain. And like when I'm doing my makeup, I find that everything's there, like I can reach for anything that I want. So if you want to see my makeup collection, then please just keep watching. So I hope the lighting isn't too bad during this video. It's very like kind of dark and gloomy outside at the moment, so probably not the best time to film this, but I really wanted to get it filmed whilst everything is all clean. It doesn't always look like this, but you know, I do try and keep it tidy, I do try and keep it clean, and I think this is probably the best it gets. So I've got a mirror here which I'm actually going to move out of the way in a second. This mirror is just from IKEA. It's not the best mirror, but I like the fact that it's really quite long. I prefer something like this to when you have like the mirror at the back. I do quite like it, but I like to have a mirror up close. So I'm going to move this out of the way just whilst I kind of show you everything else. All the makeup that I keep on my desk. I do also have two drawers which are behind the camera, which I will show you at the end. So I'm going to move the camera now so I can go through everything individually. Okay, so the first thing I've got on my desk is this marble makeup case. I think I got this from New Look. My parents got it for me. I absolutely love it. I don't keep makeup in it though. I keep like I keep all my like camera equipment things in it. So all my batteries and my HDMI cable and my charger. It isn't normally actually on my desk, it's normally in the box underneath my desk, but I had it out because I'm currently charging some batteries and I thought I'd just show you that. I'll move everything a bit closer so you can see a bit better. But I've got this set of acrylic drawers and this like lipstick organiser on top. This actually does come off. So I'll show you this first. I'm pretty sure John got these for me from Amazon, I want to say. A couple of things I've got from like other shops when I've seen them, but I think these two might be from Amazon, and then this other lipstick one I think is from Tiger. I've got majority lipsticks in here, so I've got a couple of Kat Von D liquid lipsticks. I've got a NYX lip lingerie. I've got a Coloured Rain liquid lipstick. I've got a Maybelline Vivid Matte liquid lipstick, and then in the back here there's like a little compartment, and I've got my NARS lip pencils which I got in a holiday set a couple of Christmases ago. I do really like them. I don't really reach for them that often though. And then I've got this Bite Beauty matte lip crayon which I got from Sephora when I was in New York. And then I've got my Dose of Colours liquid lipstick. I have got rid of quite a few liquid lipsticks because I don't tend to reach for them as much. And I am a lot more into normal lipsticks lately, and lip glosses. And then this bit here, you can put like 12 lipsticks in. So at the back here, I've got all my Huda Beauty liquid matte minis. This was the nude collection, I think. Not the latest one, but like the first one when she brought them out. And then I've got some MAC lipsticks, Tarte lipstick, a Kat Von D and a Art Deco one, which is actually a really nice colour. It doesn't look like that nice in the tube, but on your lips it's just like a really subtle like purple. I actually really do like that lipstick. I wear it quite often. And then in this compartment here I have some floss. To be honest, I don't know why it's there. And then I've got my MAC lip palette. I've got my Makeup Revolution concealer, which I wasn't actually that impressed with. I felt like I ran out of it really quite quick. And I thought it was just a little bit drying. I've got other concealers which I prefer. It's not the worst concealer. And I know a lot of people compare it to like the Tarte Shape Tape, but I think if you actually look at how much you get compared to how much you get in the Tarte one, I think the Tarte one's actually a bit cheaper. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it's not a concealer I'd buy again, but I do sometimes use it. I've got my Inglot Duraline, which I absolutely love. I will show you how I've been using that in the video. And then I've got this Bite little sample of Agave Lip Balm and the Agave Lip Scrub. And then I have my Peaches pigments in here as well, which I really, really like. So this just fits really, really nicely on there. Like it doesn't, there's like a little like indent in the top where it just sits in. It doesn't move around, and yeah, I just really like that. And then it has 2 smaller drawers and 2 bigger drawers. In the first drawer, I just have some eyebrow products. So I have my L'Oreal like brow gel. I have my Benefit Brow, my Freedom brow powder, and then I have this MAC Dip Down fluid line, which I actually use for my brows. And then in this drawer here, I just have some more random bits and pieces. So I have some eyelash glue, my tweezers, I have a little mini Benefit brush, I have some microporous tape and a sharpener. And then in this drawer I have some eye products. So I have my Stila Magnificent Metals, which I absolutely love. I think they're amazing. I've got my Maybelline gel liner and my Inglot gel liner. I haven't actually used my Inglot gel liner yet. And a couple of individual eyeshadows and then some cream eyeshadows, and then a Amore Cosmetics glitter, which I don't really reach for that often. It's quite a chunky glitter, but it is really nice. In this final drawer here, I have a white Maybelline liquid liner. I have some glitter liners. I have my Amore Cosmetics like glitter glue, some mascaras, and then I have all of my concealers. I don't have eye primers because I've been using the P. Louise base as an eyeshadow primer. I absolutely love it so much. I think it's the best concealer primer I've ever used. And then I have another acrylic lipstick organizer, which you can put 9 lipsticks in. And behind it I have a pot of Vaseline, which, you know, you can use this for loads of different things. Like I use it when I dye my hair sometimes to just put around my hairline in case I get any hair dye on. It just comes off a lot more easily. I have the RCMA translucent powder. So in here I have mostly like drugstore lip products. I have this Maybelline Vivid Hot Lacquer. This is in the colour 60 Teas. I absolutely love this lip gloss. It's so pigmented but so like shiny and glossy. And then I have this L'Oreal Cream lip gloss in the colour 103 Protest Queen. Again, I really like this. And then I've got a Maybelline lipstick, and then I've got quite a few different Rimmel lipsticks. I picked up these 2 yesterday and I'm really excited to try them. I got the colours 40 and 42, and they are like really nice nudes. And I feel like, you know, when you go into like Boots and Superdrugs, finding like a nice nude is really difficult. They're either too light or they're too dark. And then I do have one Bite Beauty mini lipstick, which is actually really nice, but as you can see it's quite dark for me. And then I have this like plastic box. I actually got this from IKEA. I do have another one underneath my desk in a box. It is quite good for makeup storage, but as you can see, like, unless you've got like a load of really tall things, everything just kind of gets piled up on top of each other. So this is pretty much all face products. I'm not going to do it in any particular order. So I do have a couple more loose powders. I picked up this one a while ago. This is the Maybelline Master Fix. It's just a little bit too drying. I like it to set. It looks really nice if you just kind of set your eyes. But when it comes to baking, I just don't particularly like. However, I picked up this yesterday. This is the only powder. I mean, I haven't used it in a while, so I'm hoping it still works for me. But this is the only powder I've used that I can bake with. It's so like finely milled, but it's so soft, and I just feel like it doesn't dry. You can pack on quite a lot and it lasts for ages. I mean, you look at the size of this compared to the size of that, and this one's only like £3.99 or something. So yeah, I absolutely love it. I have a few little sort of mini skincare items in here. I have a Benefit, Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair. I've got a little mini Glam Glow Super Mud Cleansing Treatment Masks. I used this last night for the first time on some breakouts that I've got, and when I woke up this morning they were significantly reduced, so I really do like this. It is very similar to the L'Oreal one, but I do feel like it has like this cooling sensation on your face, which was really actually quite nice. And then I've also got a little mini Glam Glow Glow Starter Illuminating Moisturiser, which is really nice. I'd definitely recommend picking that up. I've got Body Shop Lightning Drops, which are nice. I've got quite a few different foundations. I've got Bourjois, Maybelline, MAC, another Bourjois, and then I've got some of the L'Oreal Infallible stick foundations, which I picked up another one yesterday. I picked up the colour 210 for contour, but then I've got the colour 160. It's a little bit too dark for me. I have a few sort of single blushes in here. I've got right down here, I've got Bourjois one, I've got L'Oreal, I've got a collection one. This one's actually quite nice. And then I've got some highlighters. I've got both of my L'Oreal True Match highlighters, which I actually really do like. And then I've got quite a few different types of MAC powders here. I've got a couple of highlighters. So I've got Oh Darling, and I've got Double Gleam, which is really nice. These are the Extra Dimension Skin Finishes. I've got another Extra Dimension Skin Finish. This is a limited edition one in the colour Magnetic Appeal, which I actually use as a bronzer. I've had this for such a long time as well, and it doesn't even look like I'm nearly finished. So yeah, I absolutely love that. And then I've got two MAC powders. I've got the Studio Fix powder and the Mineralized Skin Finish. Love them. And then I do have a Rimmel Stay Matte, which probably could be chucked away. And then I've got my Urban Decay highlighter, and I've also got a Sleek blush palette as well. And then a couple of extra things. I've got my MAC Fix Plus and my Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist, which I really do like. I only use it when I really want to. And the only primer I've actually got is the Clarins Beauty Flash Balm, which I really do like. So yeah, so that is pretty much everything that's in there. And then on the end, I've got two Real Technique sponges. I like to use one for powder and one for like cream, like foundations and things, just because otherwise you get like I feel like you get a build up. This was from my hen party. I just like to keep it here. It was on my garter, but it fell off. Luckily I managed to get it before it got lost, and I just keep it on my desk. I've got my Garnier eye makeup remover and micellar water there, and then I've just got some drawers with like hair clips and bubbles and things like that. This box here has some earrings in. My mum actually like decorated this box. I absolutely love it. I think it's so cute. It's perfect for like storing earrings. And yeah, I've always got it on my desk. I've got all of my brushes here. I have two of these, which I'm pretty sure were from IKEA, I want to say, and they have my face brushes. So I have my liquid face brushes here and my powder ones here. And then I've got this, which I got from Sainsbury's, which has all eye brushes in. I do have a lot of eye brushes, but yeah, I love them. And then I have a empty pot here. I just put, like when I've used a brush, I just put it in there just so that I don't have to look through my brushes to see which ones need cleaning. And then it just stops other brushes from getting dirty. Pair of tweezers, and then I have this pot here which has all of my lip liners and eyeliners in here. I've got loads of different ones. I've got quite a few lip liners from MAC. I've got a couple from Urban Decay, Rimmel, and I actually picked up two yesterday from Maybelline, which I'm excited to try. And then eye pencils, again, I've got a couple of different ones. I've got NARS, Rimmel, MAC, Urban Decay, Maybelline. I've got Kat Von D tattoo liner, which I really do like. So that is everything that's on my desk. I used to have all my makeup on my desk. I used to have like quite tall drawers, and it felt too cluttered. I like the fact that the whole of the front of my desk is empty. And I just tend to kind of pick out the products I want to use. I do very often go through my makeup and get rid of stuff that I just don't feel like I use, or if anything needs to be binned. So everything here I feel like I reach enough for to warrant me keeping it. Lipsticks is probably one of the biggest things that I tend to get rid of, just because if I don't reach for a colour, I'm not going to wear it. I'm not the biggest lipstick wearer anyway, but now that I am sort of finding more nudes and more glosses, I do find myself wearing it a bit more. So yeah, that is everything that is on my desk. And then I have this set of drawers here. This is just a very like inexpensive set of drawers. The bottom, I'll show you the bottom now, just has some hair products in, so I won't go through that one. But the top two do actually have makeup in. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put them on my desk, just to show you, because the lighting down here is even worse. So yeah, I'll go through the top drawer first and then I'll do the bottom one. Okay, so this is the first drawer. This has just a kind of mix of loads of different things. I have some cotton wool buds in here, just because sometimes I use them for my makeup. I have a empty box as well, which I put on my desk, and any like rubbish or anything like that, I'll just put it in here and then just get rid of it at the end. I've got some skincare things at the back. So I've got some castor oil, some bio oil, I have a Benefit eye cream, I have a Soap and Glory like body lotion, I have a charcoal face mask, and then I have some nose strips as well. I have some tools in here. I have some like nail clippers, some more tweezers, my eyelash curlers, and then I just have a couple of like little mini like mirrors as well. So if I'm going out, I'll just grab one of these and put them in my bag. I've got my Cinema Secrets brush cleansing tub. I then have these two like travel containers. In this one I have some of the RCMA powder, which I obviously don't really use that often, but when I do, I use it out of there. It's a lot less messy. And I like to mix my foundations. I find that generally there isn't one foundation that I really like, and I just prefer the coverage and the fact that you can really customise it to however you want. Rather than mixing it on the back of my hand, because I feel like it wastes loads of product, I actually just mix it all in here. I do clean this out when it's empty, and then refill it again. So yeah, I just find it wastes so much less product. You can mix a lot, and then obviously you can travel with it as well, rather than taking like loads of different foundations. So yeah, I love that. And then I have my L'Oreal Pure Clay Detox Mask, which I really like. I have a MAC palette which is all MAC blushes in there. I've got my Urban Decay Naked Skin Shapeshifter palette in the shade Light, which I really like. This powder that was here was my favourite under eye powder, like pressed powder ever. I'm so gutted that it's all gone, and I don't know if it's the same formulation as their like normal pressed powders. This highlighter as well is just amazing. I mean, this whole palette, like the powder side in particular, is really nice. I do quite like the cream side. It's not my favourite. I do wish that they brought just the powder side out and maybe made it slightly cheaper, but yeah. And then I have a couple of like cream concealer contouring palettes, which I do really like. I do actually use them quite often. And then I have some eyelashes. So I've got my velour eyelashes. I have 2 pairs of Dial Beauty lashes, which I really like, and then a pair of Eldora lashes, which I haven't actually tried yet. So that is everything that is in this drawer. These are all just like the little bits that I feel like there's no room for on my desk, and I tend to only have like 1 or 2 things out of this drawer anyway. So I'll put this back and then I will grab the next drawer. So this is probably like my favourite drawer. This is all my eyeshadow palettes. With eyeshadow palettes, at the stage I'm at, I feel like anyway, that I'm at now, is I don't really want to buy anymore. If there's something that is absolutely amazing, I think I've got nothing like it, then I might buy it. You know, I think for one person, this is more than enough eyeshadow palettes. I'm very picky now when it comes to eyeshadows. I mean, individual ones I think is a bit different. So I've got these 2 bigger eyeshadow palettes. So this is the Morphe 350M palette. I mean, it's a good palette, but I do feel like it has a lot of the same colours in there, so I don't really reach for it as often. However, I will say that I think the reason for that is because they've obviously taken the 350 and just made it all matte, whereas if it would have been a mix of shimmers and mattes, all the colours would have been different. I have one Sample Beauty eyeshadow palette. This is the Bon Voyage palette. I've used this quite a few times, but I've never shown it in a video, and I really, really do like this palette. And then I have this Leopard Print Z palette, which just has all eyeshadows that I don't really tend to reach for that often. It's mostly MAC, and then there is an Inglot shadow. I think there's maybe a couple of Makeup Geek eyeshadows in there, just because my smaller Z palette is full. So I do sometimes use these, but just not as often. And then I have the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I really, really do like this palette. I then have two Anastasia palettes. I have the Modern Renaissance palette, which my bridesmaids used on my wedding day. Love this palette. I used it the other day and I still love it. This is a palette that once I feel like I've, you know, run out of a lot of colours, I would repurchase it. And then I have the Prism palette, which I have used. I haven't used it properly. This is like a really nice rich orange. So yeah, I'm excited to use it properly. Like I said, I have used it, just not like on camera. I have 3 Urban Decay eyeshadows. I've got the Naked 1 palette, the first palette. I've got the Naked 3 palette. And then I have the Naked Heat palette. I really, really like the Naked Heat palette. It is a really nice one. I used to have the Naked 2, but I actually gave that to my mum. I can't remember, either my mum or my sister. Just because I just didn't feel like I was really reaching for it that often. I felt like I had loads of other palettes that had like similar colours. So yeah, and then I've got my Huda Beauty Desert Dust palette, which I really, really like. I definitely use it a lot. And then I have a couple more palettes here. I've got this little mini MAC palette, which has some blues in. I really, really like this palette actually, and I do use it quite often when I do want a little bit of pop of colour, or a bit of blue on my eyes. I've got the Smoked palette by Urban Decay. It's quite an old palette, but again, I really, really like it. It has a really nice dark rich black, which I reach for a lot. And then these like coloured ones, I just love it. I think it's a really nice palette. And then I have my Mini Z palette, which the majority of it is Makeup Geek eyeshadow. It does have the odd MAC eyeshadow in, but I love this. I just think it looks really nice, and I wish the camera would pick up like the intensity of these eyeshadows. And then the last palette in here, which is definitely the palette I reach for the most, is the P. Louise palette. I love this palette. I just think, and again, I really wish the camera was picking up the intensity of these colours. So yeah, so this is an amazing palette. I would highly recommend picking it up, and the eyeshadow base. I would definitely say splurge and get both. But yeah, so I love that. And so yeah, so that's all my eyeshadow palette. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it wasn't too long. I personally like really, really long makeup collection. I want to see every product that everyone's got. So I did go a little bit in depth into some things. It made me realise how much stuff there is that I haven't showed on my channel, or, you know, stuff that I really want to do a video on. So hopefully once I get back into like filming makeup videos on a regular basis, it will be a lot better. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up, comment anything down below that you would like to see in the future. If there's any product here that you want a bit more of an in-depth review about, or anything like that, then let me know. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!